Hey, my name is Craig. You may recognize me as Stuttering Craig from back in the old internet days. Good to see you. Thanks so much for joining me. And today I'm reacting to more classic internet content. This time, once again, from our friends over at GameTrailers. Rest in peace. Love those guys. Now, Easy Allies. If you guys haven't checked out Easy Allies, go check them out. They're awesome. Do a lot of live streaming and all sorts of great content. We're taking a look at Pop Fiction, one of my favorite third-party series, third party, not produced by us, which aired on GameTrailers back in 2012. This was episode 1, season 4, or sorry, episode 4, season 1 of Pop Fiction. This one is about Reptile in Mortal Kombat. I love this series. I've done other episodes on this, and I will do more. So make sure you guys go watch that. The first one is about the wondrous Chris Houlihan room over in The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. I'm sure I'll put a link down somewhere to check that out as well and see my reaction to that, because this is my first time watching these in well over a decade, but I love this series. I can't wait to get into this one, especially about Mortal Kombat. If you guys do enjoy this type of content from me, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, because that's important to do, and more importantly, subscribe to the channel. We are driving up the charts, growing ever so slowly as I release videos Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon Central Time. So make sure you guys get on the Craig train and hop aboard, baby. Let's go. Let's get into it. It's time for some Pop Fiction. Our friends over here, I love this series so much. Let's go! Oh, man. Why'd it have to be reptiles? See, that's a reference of why'd it have to be snakes from Indiana Jones.
Back when fighting games were just toddlers in the arcades, the over-the-top Mortal Kombat set itself apart with its violence, clip art graphics, and ridiculous fatalities.
Clip art graphics? What are you talking about? That's what... Michael, once again, over at Easy Allies, give him a hard time. Let him know I'm looking at his stuff one more time. But clip art, this was straight out of Motion Cap. You kidding me? Hey, if you were around when Mortal Kombat was first released, let me know in the comments.
Widespread urban legends in gaming. As the myth goes, if you're on the pit stage and see shadows flying over the moon,
oh, this ain't a myth.
2 perfect rounds without blocking and perform a fatality. This will then trigger a fight with a ninja called Reptile.
Yep. Hey, I'm going to spoil this right now. This is exactly how it happened. That's exactly what it is. Remember, you guys remember what else was flying in the background up past the moon? There was like Santa Claus and witches and all sorts of stuff flying in the background. I thought that was so cool. Mortal Kombat did such a good job of creating mystique around their game. The time when the internet wasn't the internet, and it was this, the internet was AOL chat rooms and age, sex, location. I'm 12 and 13 years old going, now I'm a boy. And here we are, still talking about that age of video games, which, man, like if you weren't around, you truly don't get it. And I'm sorry that you didn't get a chance to experience it, because that was such a unique age. And waiting for the latest news in the magazines to come out. Let's see what they have to say about the actual origin here.
Players in arcades across the U.S. claim to see a mysterious green ninja appear randomly before fights, delivering a cryptic message. This character bore a striking resemblance to Sub-Zero and Scorpion, leading players to believe this was a hidden third ninja. When all of his hidden clues were deciphered, the signs pointed to a showdown with the hidden fighter on the pit stage if certain conditions were met.
Okay, that statement about if you read all his tips, it points to a show. Like, if you read all his tips, they made 0 sense. I hope they get into this, because all the tips that they threw in there, like, it's just not, it was nonsense. I mean, some of them make sense, but there were some that were thrown in just to throw you off. They made 0 sense at all.
Reptile
only in retrospect.
Subsequent MK titles as a playable character, but he didn't really make his debut back in the original.
Oh man, that sound in Mortal Kombat 2.
There are
after you do a fatality.
Versions of Mortal Kombat out there, with at least 5 different revisions of the arcade version and the various home console ports.
Whoa!
A bit of research revealed
5
that
revisions?
was supposedly only present in certain versions of the arcade game, though he's present in all the home console editions. And to top it off, certain versions prohibited the use of blocking even when performing a fatality. With these tidbits in mind, we entered Shang Tsung's Tournament of Death, seeking more than fame and fortune.
Holy crap! There were 5 versions of the original arcade game? That is insane. Think about that. As an arcade owner, you buy the first one, then you get 4 other revisions of it, chips to be popped in. That's insane. Like nowadays, I mean, that's like DLC going straight to your game. But back then, you have to get it mailed to you and put the chip on the board and all that stuff. That's crazy. Wow.
On both the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo.
Wait, that's the Super Nintendo version, but there's blood in that. Anyone else see that? This is the Super Nintendo version. Like this is the Super Nintendo version, right? It looks a lot like it. Maybe it's like the Sega CD version, because the Genesis version didn't look this good, number one, but the Super Nintendo version didn't have blood in it. So now I'm thoroughly confused.
On both the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo editions, we were able to score a battle
That's not the
with Reptile
Genesis
on the
version.
first try with 2 perfect rounds. No blocking and a fatality finish, even without shadows flying over
I'm
the moon.
confused.
But the arcade versions proved to be more daunting.
Ah.
After spending countless hours fighting our way to the pit stage over and over.
Do you see the blimp in the
we managed
background?
to see the flying shadows only a handful of times.
Yep, there we go.
Scoring 2 successive flawless victories proved to be quite a challenge.
Gosh.
Finally, after numerous failures, a flash of lightning and crack of thunder signaled the coming of the much-anticipated warrior.
Oh yeah, let's go!
Combining
I can only imagine Michael or whoever's doing this at the time being like, "Yeah, we did it!" Yes. There's the little victories you have as you play through games that get you so excited. You know, like you work towards it, and after 7 hours of playing on the pit stage over and over and over again, and getting there, you got to get a double flawless, and you finally get it, so you can get some stupid footage for your game. Let's see how much of this footage is used in here, because I doubt they did it more than 1 or 2 times.
So both Scorpion and Sub-Zero, he's a force to be reckoned with. If you're lucky enough to survive the battle, you're awarded a hefty point bonus for your efforts and sent back to the tournament ladder for your next opponent.
10 million points. Amazing. Is that Deadly Alliance right there? Oh, eat them up, guys. Go for broke. Amazing.
Reptile
Amazing.
would go on to be a mainstay in many of the subsequent releases in the series.
Hey, I don't
Last
care what
year,
anyone says. I love Mortal
creators
Kombat
decided to
4.
have
I
some
love it.
fun with the original myth and included a way to fight the classic version of Reptile in a similar fashion in 2011's MK9.
Yeah.
On the hit stage, you have to wait for either a witch or Santa Claus to fly across the moon, and then you must score a double flawless victory and perform the stage fatality. Doing so will draw you into a battle with Reptile in his original MK1 outfit.
Shut up! I had no idea this was a thing. In Mortal Kombat 9, which I love Mortal Kombat, I had no idea that happened. My mind just got blown. That is insane. Holy crap. Has anybody ever done that before? Because whoa. Oh, that's awesome. Does he play like...
Is during the course of trying to unlock the secret battle, we encountered an unusual glitch. During the fight with Reptile, we would exit back out to the player select screen, and when we resumed the tournament, the secret character message appeared before us, but the character who we were supposed to fight on the ladder entered the battle instead of Reptile.
Interesting.
Additionally, once we made contact with the opponent, their color palette switched to that of Reptile's.
Wow.
We saw that there was a color glitch for MK9 that players had already discovered, but all the videos and postings pointed towards this only working when both fighters were a ninja, whereas ours worked with any fighter.
That's fascinating. This is the type of content you get from game trailers and pop fiction. Yeah. Woo. How great. I'm hyped watching this.
Originally, Ed Boon wasn't available to comment on Reptile's inclusion in Mortal Kombat, but we recently had a chance to sit down with him and discuss the mysterious ninja's origins.
Video game journalist, I'm calling him right now. What a bunch of studs over there at Game Trailers, and oh, that's good stuff. That's wow.
To me, it's an ingredient in a video game. You know, I would always kind of describe it as I always want some kind of a question mark over the game, where people like, you know, when you would play the game and somebody would do a fatality, the first question somebody would say was, "How did you do that?" You know, everybody wanted to know how do I get to do something as cool as that. And so we wanted another layer of that. So let's say we wanted a very rare event to happen. So, you know, one day I was going to lunch and I thought, oh, you know what, we can turn Scorpion green, you know, we can put him in the bottom of the pit, we can make it something's flying in front of the moon, all these crazy circumstances that have to happen that hopefully were rare. And then you'd have one guy mention it and everybody wouldn't believe him, but, you know, it would be enough that somebody else on the other side of the country would mention it too.
Oh,
That can't be a coincidence. And so that just...
Ed Boon, the fucking viral master here, just breaking brains with his insane, like, look, this guy was in your brain before you knew he was in your brain. He knew what you were thinking. What a stud. I interviewed Ed Boon once, and I was told afterwards that he didn't like germs, right? He's kind of a germaphobe. I don't know if that's accurate, but I was told that. And I remember when I was interviewing him, I stood, he was to my right. And as an interviewer, generally you stay close to who you're interviewing. Otherwise, you're like reaching your mic out very far and you're kind of like, you know. And by the time we were done, we had what's called a step and repeat, which is like the things you see behind you with the logos, right? And we started in the center of the step and repeat, and I kept getting closer to him. Once again, just to be close to my subject and the camera. And by the time we were done, we had scoot all the way off. Step and repeat. It was so funny.
Would just kind of stir the pot in terms of what else is hidden in the game. And that was a great ingredient that I think that really helped with the kind of longevity in terms of,
You think, Ed?
Game. So that's really was the whole purpose of putting it in. And then it got out of control, then everybody
that's amazing.
created their own rumors and everybody would make up lies, and then you
Yep.
didn't know what was the truth and what was a lie, and that was just a great, dynamic that got going there.
Love it. And he's 100% right. People just make stuff up. Hey, let me know what lies you heard when it came to Mortal Kombat back in the day, because I know there were some that you
It takes
heard.
a great deal of patience and skill, not to mention quarters. But reaching Reptile in Mortal Kombat is more than smoke and
Oh
mirrors.
my God. How outstanding was that? Fact indeed. They did it again. I would binge watch. Oh man, I'll binge watch the shit out of that series. Pop Fiction back on the GameTrailers days. Awesome stuff. Hey, once again, go give our friends over at Easy Allies, the successors to GameTrailers, a big what's up for their boy Stutter and Craig over here. Awesome stuff. Great content. I love this series. I will absolutely react to more. If there's any other classic internet content you'd like for me to react to, please let me know down in the comments below. This is actually how I was told. I was like, hey, someone in the comments said you should react to Pop Fiction. I was like, I should react to Pop Fiction. If you made it this far, once again, make sure you subscribe to the channel and go watch previous episodes of me reacting to fun internet content. You can find it over here to the right of me, right over here, and make sure you subscribe. Guys, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.